All right, I'll be doing a couple of videos today because it's so damn cold out that I'm staying warm, drinking some coffee, and kicking out some ideas for some things that I'll be doing later. So I was on a group, a private group that I'm a part of, and plug actually, if you go to Richard Cooper's channel, Entrepreneurs and Cars, it's an awesome book. If you want to join his group, do it because it's worth it. A lot of really high level people out there that I'm learning a lot from as an entrepreneur, so it's great. But sometimes we have these discussions, and my specialty, I'm still learning as a business developer and entrepreneur, but one thing I do have on lockdown is the stuff I talk about in this channel, which is the sexual dynamics and gender dynamics and where stuff comes from. So, again, we're having a nerdy day and talking about nerdy stuff. It'll end up on YouTube, so like it, subscribe. Okay, it helps me out. Subscribe, because I got some charities I'm going to roll out. Actually, one charity that I'm going to roll out and start monetizing and sending money to it. So if you subscribe, it's going to help my viewership, so I can get more money to a cause, and it's actually a good one. And I'm not going to share it yet until I've done some homework to make sure it's the right one. But I know what it is, but I just need to make sure before I tell you. Anyway, okay, so I'm just going to read parts of a post so that it, because I think it's valuable for you to hear. All right, so this is a discussion, and what I'm giving you the impact. A lot of people wonder why women do what they do, why men do what they do, and why the dynamic is the way it is. There are reasons for it. There is no, I don't know, you never understand women. No, bullshit. You can absolutely understand women. Women, you can understand men too, okay? But you just have to be armed with the right information. And you have to look at our history, our past, and how we developed as a species too, as a starting point. That's not the end point, but it's definitely a starting point, okay? So I'll just begin reading and you can listen. So her hindbrain will cause her to work to reduce the most alpha guy on earth into a complacent beta male so that she can feel secure that he won't run off. She keeps having to make small concessions, even down to buying you the ugly holiday sweater to wear during a photo shoot at her mom's house so she can display how gay you are on Facebook. If you're gay, no offense, okay? I don't care. This is just slang, whatever. Don't like it, you're offended, go someplace else. All right. Her insecurities make her want to make you into an unattractive male that no one would want to fuck. But then, she doesn't want to fuck you either. It's no accident then that female infidelity and female-initiated divorce tends to occur for many at the 7 to 10 year mark. 7-year itch, right? And you find that you played along with her strategy because you love her, meaning that you are biologically wired to take care of a woman. Then when we see this for what it is, we realize that it's our jobs as men to prevent this from happening. A woman's mating strategy evolved for most of our history during a time when people didn't live past 30 to 35 years old. Even after the induction of agriculture when monogamy became an adaptive strategy. So they died, usually, before a man was fully turned into the beta male that she would feel secure with, where hypergamy then could cause her to discard him and monkey branch to another dude. Nowadays, that women and men live 3 times as long and appear youthful comparatively than our ancestors. If we were to go with our beta instincts and take care of her and continually concede to her attempts to gay us up, we'll find ourselves as a shell of the men that we used to be while she takes your shit and monkey branches to the next best thing. Lifespan increases took what was once a harmonious adaptive strategy and made it into a parasitic one for females. If you are in a long-term relationship and you aren't interested in discarding your woman every 10 years, then we need to be aware and shift our strategy. That is, men, tap into your inner alpha. Don't concede to her bullshit designed to bring down your sexual market value. Be her best sexual option and level up year after year, so when she scans for the better deal, as her hypergamy will have her do, no matter what, those eyes will land right back on you. Do this with success and the possibility of growing old with your long-term relationship and mate, and actually being happy exists. Okay. Kind of a continuation, because people had been asking some questions or whatever and making comments. Polygamous drives are resource-based. When we got out of communal hunter-gatherer tribes into agricultural societies with rulers, we were able to move into areas where resources were more scarce, and pre-planning for resources was a survival requirement. So, you had women based on abundance of resources. Our biological drive is to take care of women, and theirs is to take care of children. If I have the resources to take care of multiple wives, then I can father all these children. But the vast majority of people were poor or slaves and barely had the resources to take care of one woman and children with her. So, concerns about paternal certainty existed among all classes. No one wanted resources and energy to go to children that didn't belong to them, that belonged to someone else, including the kings. So, female monogamy became a means to control paternal certainty. And male monogamy happened out of necessity amongst the majority who lacked the resources to do more. Social constructs and religious ideas are built off of that fact. Now today, with smartphones and dollar hamburgers, even the poorest among us have more abundance than most people 2,000 to 3,000 years ago, meaning that there is no longer an environmental stimulus to make monogamy happen on its own in a first world country. There is no question, though, that when birth rates are controlled and amongst intact families, and a child grows up in an intact family, his chances for success are greater. Not only can a man put all his resources into a few children with one woman, but he can take the time to mentor and raise them and be a dad. But you have to create the conditions in that relationship for monogamy to be successful, because those conditions won't occur naturally in today's society. All right. So there's 2 little excerpts. Digest it. I wrote it down, of course, in this private group, but I thought I would share it to you, giving you guys a little bit of background, because lately I've been talking about the monogamy thing and standards and things that you need to do to make it successful. I mean, it's up to you to decide what you want. You know, I'm not going to tell you to decide. If you want to live alone, live alone. If you want to be with somebody, be with somebody. You want to be with multiple people, be with multiple people. However, there's consequences for each thing. And there's facts that need to be observed and understood, and actions that need to be taken in order to get what you want. So if you want that monogamy, that's cool, but you have to do things to make it happen. It's not going to happen on accident. Okay? Polygamy is much easier it's not really easier in terms of securing long-term happiness, but it is easier in terms of execution because there's so many outlets for it. You know what I mean? So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I wanted to share that with you. It's a little heady today, a little into some little sciencey, a little biology, a little evolutionary history and that sort of thing. But I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again.